All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show. Tuesday, June 13th, 2023. Got a pretty good slate of baseball games today. Got a game 5 of the hockey tonight for the Stanley Cup Finals. I went 2-3 yesterday. I was 2-2 in Major League Baseball, and then I had the Nuggets winning, but I took the 8.5 points. They didn't cover the spread, even though they won the game. So I had that one wrong. So that put me at 2-3 for the day.
I had the NBA game. I had the under, which covered, and I had 4 baseball games. I went 3-1 in that, so I went 4-1. So I did pretty well. Who was it cost me? Oh, the Rangers.
Yeah, I had the Rangers as well. And then the fucking Rays lost to the Athletics. Athletics won 6 games in a row.
6 in a row, man. They're turning it around.
I can tell you this: I didn't bet against the fucking Athletics today. That's been like a go-to pick this year. The way they've been playing, that's been one of them games you can most of the time count as a win. But not here the last 6 games. They've really picked up. Well, NBA's over now as the Denver Nuggets closed the series out last night in 5 games. Low scoring game. Glenn says Vegas Golden Knights the champs tonight.
Hope so.
He said, "Yeah, that game was low scoring. Thought we turned the clock back to the 90s. Yeah, it was nobody could hit any shots, especially from 3-point range last night. Neither team really could get anything going from 3-point range, but he kept it close. I mean, Nuggets didn't play didn't play a real good game. Turned the ball over 10 times first half. Missed 7 or 8 free throws in the first half. And was in foul trouble in the first half, and was still only down 7. So, yep. And then they played better in the second half, but the one thing they did pretty good all night was defense.
Especially, they didn't do bad defense the whole game, but that second half, I think they only give up 36, 38 points in the second half.
Took control there toward the end, basically beginning of the fourth quarter, and then Jimmy Butler went on a little 13-point run himself, and actually gave the Heat the lead by a point. And then after that, they just Denver was able to hit a couple big shots and then hit free throws at the end. But they only shot like 50% from free throws last night. They struggled from the free throw line a lot of that game. Jokic was Finals MVP, which there wasn't no question who that was going to be the series he'd had. Jamal Murray had a pretty good series too, but I thought Jokic was definitely the Finals MVP.
Yeah, I agree. Well, what do you think? You think that, of course, you don't know what's going to happen with the offseason and the free agency, but you think Denver could be a dynasty?
I think they could have a chance too, because they have everybody under contract for next. I think Jokic is still under contract 3 or 4 years. Murray's under contract for 2 more, and I think he was the one that was least. Gordon's under contract for I think 3 more years. I think Porter for a couple years. So, I mean, they have everybody still pretty much under contract for the next 2-3 seasons. So, I think that Christian Brown, he's a rookie, so they got him under contract. He played some pretty good minutes in the finals. And then you have, I think, Bruce Brown and Caldwell Pope. You just brought them in this year. Not sure exactly what on their contract, but yeah, I think we're gonna have a chance to win another at least one more, maybe more than that. Because you're gonna be able to keep this group together for at least the next few years, and then if they decide to stay together, if they can re-sign these guys, which that could get tricky money wise, but the only thing they're really going to have to change maybe be a bench player here or there, if that. But they're not going to really change a whole lot.
Yeah, because they're pretty deep.
And I mean, I can see. I think they're gonna have a good chance of trying to repeat next year
What team?
if they stay healthy. That's gonna be the thing. Can you stay healthy? They were healthy healthy this year, and we saw what they can do. Are they gonna be able to stay healthy?
Staying hungry too. Now you've won a championship. That changes things some. I'm not saying they can't win another one.
Yeah, but with the superstar they have with Jokic, I don't think that's going. I don't think that is going to be a real big problem just because his attitude and the way
His
he's kind of built.
mentality. Yeah, that's probably and the coach. The coach seems pretty down to earth too. So I think he'll stay on him. Who in the West? Of course, no changes have been made yet. Who in the West do you think's the closest to him? Who's the team that's talent wise? Of course, no changes have been made yet.
I would. Oh man, probably the. I'd say probably the Suns.
I was going to say the Suns too.
The team I would throw in there, but the only reason I can't throw them in there is because they can't stay healthy. If they were healthy with the team that they had this year, the Los Angeles Clippers, because they were a deep team. If you could have had Kawhi and Paul George both healthy, I think they could have been a team that could have competed with them pretty good because of their depth.
So you think you think Phoenix, if they can add some depth, they're the team that's got the best chance in the West?
Yeah, because you have your two guys and Durant and Booker that can score. They got to tighten up defensively some, and then they got to get a bench. It'll be interesting what they do over the offseason here.
What about in the East?
I mean, in the East, I think the Bucks will be good again. It's going to be interesting with new coach. The Celtics should be a team that's right up there again.
You think about Miami? I've seen some stuff online today that Miami needs to get Damian Lillard.
I think Lillard would help them. I mean, if they want to if they want to have a chance to win a title, they do need another guy. I mean, Butler is a good player, but he's not. I don't think you're going to win with him being your number one by himself like that. They need another scorer. Bam played well, but if they'd had another scorer, because Butler just disappears too much in games where he don't score. He had two in an elimination game last night, and nobody really talks about it because all everybody really talks about is how it's about playoff Jimmy. But he had 2 quarters last night in an elimination game where he didn't score a point. And not just didn't score. Sometimes he wasn't even taking shots. If it wouldn't have been for that little run, that in like 3-4 shots he hit a row there late in that fourth quarter, he would have only finished with like 12 points. He hadn't done much that whole night. And there was a few times during the finals, and I think some of it was fatigue because he had to do so much to get him there.
Yep.
So I think they need to add. I think Lillard he'd be a good pickup for him, especially because helping him score. Now he's not the best defensive player, but I think he would play a little bit harder on the defensive side too because you're going to a team where the whole team plays defense like that. So I think his effort would be better, but he's just not. That's just not his. Why he's known for is his defense, but offensively that would really help him, help the Heat, I believe, because you'd have Lillard as a scorer, Adebayo can score, and then you also have Butler, so that gives you 3 options, and you get Hero back. A lot of people, I mean, Hero was available. They said he was available last night, but they never put him in the game. But you get him back. He was the guy that was scoring 20 points a game for him during the season. So I mean, that helps. That would help some. But but yeah, I think they need another star to add to that team. If you could add a guy like Lillard with Butler, I think it'd be a good move. Don't know if what are you going to give up for Lillard though as well.
Yeah, you don't want to kill your depth.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what starts to happen here as the off season, as you get into the off season and the draft coming up and everything.
Draft this week or next week? I'm wanting to say it was this Thursday.
I'm not sure. I know it's coming up next week or two, but I wasn't sure on the exact date. I don't know. I want to say maybe next. I want to say next Thursday, maybe. I can't remember on the exact date. But all right, we'll go ahead and jump into some Major League Baseball. Uh, today's games. Pretty
June,
much all we have is baseball today, and then you have the Stanley Cup Final Game 5 tonight as well.
June 22nd.
So
So it's next Thursday. So it'll be next Thursday.
All right. First game I like in Major League Baseball: Toronto Blue Jays at
Man.
the Baltimore Orioles. The Blue Jays are 1.5 run favorites, minus 120 on the money line. The Orioles are plus 102 on the money line. Over unders at 8.5 runs. The Blue Jays are 37-30 on the season, 18-17 on the road. They will have Bassett on the mound tonight, who is 7-4 with a 3.29 ERA. Blue Jays are 3-2 over their last 5 games. They're hitting 263 as a team on the season with a 3.88 team ERA. Baltimore is 41-24 on the season, 20-12 at home. They will have Kramer on the mound tonight, who is 6-3 with a 4.89 ERA. The Orioles are 4-1 over their last 5 games. They're hitting 251 as a team and have a 4.14 team ERA. I like the Baltimore Orioles here at the plus 1.5 on the run line. They've been pretty good at home all season with 20-12 at home. They've been playing well here as of late. Won 4 of their last 5 games. Blue Jays have had a pretty good, are not a bad team either. 18-17 on the road. And I just getting the Orioles at plus 1.5 to me is good value, especially at home. Next game, I like Pittsburgh Pirates at the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs are 1.5 run favorites at home, minus 130 on the money line. The Pirates are plus 110 on the money line. Over under is at 8.5 runs. The Pirates are 34-30 on the season, 16-14 on the road. They will have Ortiz on the mound, who is 1-2 with a 4.23 ERA. The Pirates are 2-3 over their last 5 games. They're hitting 249 as a team and have a 4.05 team ERA. The Cubs are 28-37 on the season, 15-16 at home. They will have Italian on the mound tonight, who is 1-4 with a 7.02 ERA. They are 2-3 over their last 5 games, hitting 243 as a team on the season and have a 4.18 team ERA. I like the Pirates here in this game at the plus 1.5. Pirates have been the better team out of these two teams this season, and getting a run and a half to the Cubs. Yeah, I like getting the Pirates getting a run and a half. And then the next game, going to keep it. Next game is going to be the Cincinnati Reds and the Kansas City Royals. The Reds are 1.5 run favorites, which that changed. They were this was the other way around. Reds was at plus 1.5, same as it was yesterday. It was at plus 1.5 in the morning, then it gets showtime, and it's been changed. But the Reds are minus 1.5 on the run line on the road, minus 112 on the money line. The Royals are minus 104 on the money line. Over unders at 9.5 runs. Reds are 32-25 on the season, 15-17 on the road. They will have Williamson on the mound tonight. He is 0-0 with a 5.40 ERA. The Reds are 3-2 over their last 5. They're hitting 256 as a team on the season with a 5.01 team ERA. The Royals are 18-48 on the season, 9-24 at home. They will have Lyles on the mound, who is 0-10 with a 6.84 ERA. The Royals are 0-5 over their last 5 games. They're hitting 230 as a team on the season and have a 5.17 team ERA. Uh, the Reds was able to outlast the Royals last night in 10 innings. Wild game.
That's crazy.
I didn't think either bullpen was going to be able to close the game out for either team. Reds didn't have their normal closer available last night. They'd used him like the last 2 or 3 games, so he wasn't available last night. They ended up in the 10th inning with the rookie making his major league debut, who couldn't throw a fastball even close to for a strike. That hell, the catcher we got lucky a couple times that Casale was able to freaking just snatch him out of the sky a couple times and kept the runner on third base from them tying the game up. Breaking ball was pretty damn good, though.
Yeah, it was.
He was throwing it for a strike, and they weren't able to hit it solid. But man, he could that fastball. I don't think he ever got it close to the strike zone.
Nope.
Because Sally told him after the game when he worked that fastball. Then the whole team sitting in the dugout and watching them do the interview and messing with them. That was pretty cool. Pretty cool to see. But they should have interviewed somebody else. I understand why they interviewed him, but he didn't know what he didn't. He was lost for words.
Yeah, he looked like a dude. He said, "Holy shit!" down there, and the announcer started laughing. It was pretty funny.
But I mean, how would make your debut and you get put on the mound in extra innings? I mean,
well, they had that ground ball hit, and I want to say it wasn't McLean. It was another one of the guys pretty fast. It was that third ground ball was hit. They fired home.
Yeah,
and the catcher dropped the ball. He picked it back up. They called him out, and immediately the runner said I was safe. So they reviewed it, and definitely safe.
They got it right. It was was it Friedel?
May have been Friedel.
I remember right. Because McLean's the one that hit the ground ball.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because he was whoever was on. He was the guy that they put on base.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Friedel.
Because he was the guy they put at second base or whatever for the extra inning. When I hate that they do that, but so I like the Reds on the money line. Like they were able to escape last night. I was going to take them at the +1.5, but that's changed. So I'm not going to take them at the -1.5. But I'll take them at the -112 on the money line. Reds have won like 4 of their last 5 series. I mean, they've been playing pretty good baseball here as of late. So be nice to get another win tonight. And I mean, these are series when you're playing teams like, I mean, not the Reds, like the Reds are great, but when you're playing teams with having seasons like the Royals and they've only won 9 games at home and they're 18-48, you have to win those series if you want to try to stay in contention in your division and stuff. And,
yeah, most definitely.
And especially like right now, you got the Pirates and Cubs playing each other, so one of them teams is going to lose. You'd like to see the Cubs beat the Pirates, really, but I forget who the Brewers played tonight, but the Brewers play the Twins.
Yep.
So, and then the next game I have is the Philadelphia Phillies and the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Phillies are 1.5 run favorites, -132 on the money line. The Diamondbacks are +112 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 9 runs. Mike, you said, man, we ain't beating nobody. Hey, never know. Hey, you guys can always come back. Athletics have won 6 in a row. Yep. How's it going, Billy? Diamondbacks are +112 on the money line. Over unders at 9. The Phillies are 32-34 in the season, 13-23 on the road. They will have Willer on the mound. Willer is 4-4 with a 3.91 ERA on the season. The Phillies are 3-2 over their last 5 games. They're hitting .257 as a team on the season with a 4.50 team ERA. The Diamondbacks are 41-25 on the season, 21-14 at home. They will have Davies on the mound, who is 1-1 with a 4.68 ERA. The Diamondbacks are 5-0 over their last 5 games. They're hitting .265 as a team on the season with a 4.32 team ERA. I like the Diamondbacks here at the +1.5. Diamondbacks have been playing good baseball. I'm surprised that they're underdogs at home to the Phillies, who've been up and down this season. I know you have Willer on the mound, but it's not like Willer's been a whole lot better than Davies so far this season. And the Diamondbacks have been tough to beat at home, so I like the Diamondbacks at the +1.5. And then my last baseball game for the night is going to be the Chicago White Sox at the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Dodgers are 1.5 run favorites, -200 on the money line. The White Sox are +168 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 8.5 runs. The White Sox are 29-38 on the season, 12-21 on the road. They will have Lynn on the mound tonight, who is 4-6 with a 6.72 ERA. The White Sox are 2-3 over their last 5. They're hitting .237 as a team on the season with a 4.59 team ERA. The Dodgers are 37-29 on the season, 20-10 at home. They will have Gonsolin on the mound tonight, who is 3-1 with a 2.21 ERA. The Dodgers are 2-3 over their last 5, hitting .242 as a team on the season with a 4.49 team ERA. I like the Dodgers on the money line at home with Gonsolin on the mound. So that's going to be my Major League Baseball picks. Orioles +1.5, Pirates +1.5, Reds on the money line, Diamondbacks +1.5, and the Los Angeles Dodgers on the money line.
Okay, my Major League Baseball picks for tonight. I got San Francisco at St. Louis. I'll take St. Louis money line. I got Cincinnati money line at Kansas City. I got Pittsburgh at the Chicago Cubs. I got faith in Mike Hughes Cubs tonight to win money line. And I got the Angels at Texas. I'll take Texas money line.
You're going to take Texas again?
Yep. I'm a glutton for punishment.
They burnt me yesterday. Them and the Rays. Rays losing to the freaking Athletics. Wasn't expecting that last night, but I wasn't trying it again today at the -1.5 because Rays are still big favorites again, which they should be. But Oakland's been on a hot streak here, 1-6 in a row.
And I'm gonna go with Vegas. Hopefully to close it out tonight, money line.
Yeah, I'm going Vegas on the money line tonight in the hockey as well. Unfortunately, fortunately and unfortunately, because I want to see Vegas win, but unfortunately, because then it's basically just baseball left. Basically, the only sports left really going on right now. Which I like watching baseball, but baseball plays so many games that this early in the season, the regular season can get a little hard to watch sometimes.
Well, we ain't heard from Damon in a while. He comes right in, right on topic. Went to UFC.
Yeah, so I like the Golden Knights to win tonight. I know they won't, but I think they should shorten the baseball regular season up a little bit. I think it'd get more fans interested in baseball because it make the regular season mean a little more. Makes each game mean
120, 130.
Yeah, I'd be fine with something like that. I just think it makes some of these regular season games mean a little more. That's one thing the NFL has going for them. Which I'm not saying you only play 20 baseball games because you can't do that because it's a different game. But with them playing so few games, every game means something. So, son of a bitch. But yeah, I mean, I can see that because, like, I watch the Reds. We both watch the Reds a lot, but there's a lot of fans that don't watch baseball basically until after the All-Star break. You get some of your more casual fans; they don't pay no attention to baseball till you get toward the All-Star break or after.
I watched a lot of baseball so far this year.
There's a lot of. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people watch a lot of baseball, but I just think there's a big percentage of people that don't watch it till it gets later in the season.
For this early in the year, I've watched a lot of some of the Reds, of course, and then I've been a Dodger fan, and also when I get the late feed of the Diamondbacks, I see a lot of the Diamondbacks too. Watch that some. So I've seen quite a bit of baseball. I think I watched a lot more NBA this year than I have in the past. And Damien, your question about Amanda Nunes. Well, I mean, if she thinks it's time,
I figured it was coming. I didn't know if it was going to be right after that fight, but I figured she wasn't going to fight too many more fights.
I know she.
Getting ready to have another child, and then I think her wife was going to come back and fight. So I think that's what was one of the reasons that she decided to retire. Because her wife has kind of took the last little bit of time off and everything. So I think they're going to kind of
switch out.
yeah.
Well, and also,
And she's been doing it for a long time.
she also mentioned the fact that she would be interested in possible some fights and not fights, but matches in WWE. You know, and you can make big money in WWE, and
Especially if WWE decides to go do something like Brazil or something, uh, she'd be a good draw.
oh, most definitely.
But all right. Also, don't forget, join us tonight at 8 o'clock. We're going to be airing WCW Bringing the Thunder that took place Saturday night in Lebanon, Indiana. We was there live for it. We couldn't go with internet stuff going on. Couldn't go live, but we're going to air that tonight on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. So come join, and Twitch as well. So come join us for that. Then Saturday we got the DCCW WCWO Juneteenth show here in Muncie, Indiana. It's a free show. So if you're in the Muncie, Indiana area, looking for something to do Saturday, bring the kids out to McCullough Park for the Juneteenth festival, and wrestling's at what, 4?
Wrestling's at 4. The festival's from 2 to 9. Free food from 2 to 5. A bunch of free games and different stuff. There's 3-point contest, tournament, basketball tournaments, all kinds of stuff. A lot of free stuff. Also some vendors selling stuff. Also some vendors selling food. And like Chris said, 4 o'clock bell time for the wrestling event.
And then if you missed our GWR last night, go check it out as well. You can find it on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all at Gonzo Sports Room. But Glenn said he'll be at the Fever game, but he'll circle back to it.
Well, Damien was talking about baseball having less than 100 games and about the games being so long. The game's not there as long as they used to be, Glenn.
Oh, no.
A lot of the games are about 2.5, 240 now.
Yep.
So they've helped that. And I think the games have been more exciting. I think it's been more hitting, more running.
Yeah.
I think baseball's been a lot better this year than in the past, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's been pretty good this year. I've enjoyed it.
Got some surprise teams. I mean, like I said, the Diamondbacks kind of a surprise. Pittsburgh's been a surprise so far. Red's a little surprising, of course. I mean, I'm not saying they're going anywhere, but they've been a kind of a surprise team. There's other teams too. Baltimore playing really well, so not all your favorites are killing it right now.
No, we got the Mets with one of the highest payrolls, are under 500.
Yankees not playing bad, but just got Baltimore playing good, and way Tampa Bay's playing. I think they're like 9 games out of first.
Yeah,
I mean, not that they're playing bad, and they got a lot of injuries right now.
And some injuries have affected them as well. But you've had a team like the Rays have just been hot since the get go.
Yeah, pretty much. They had one little stretch where they lost 5 or 6 in a row, but other than that, man, they've been on it.
Yeah. But we appreciate everybody watching. My picks for today, to recap real quick: Orioles plus 1.5, Pirates plus 1.5, Reds money line, Diamondbacks at the plus 1.5, Dodgers money line, and then the Vegas Golden Knights on the money line. We appreciate everybody watching. We'll be back tomorrow, right around 3 o'clock with another episode of Easy Money, a sports betting show. Glenn says breaking news: WNBA All Star early returns in Boston, 4th overall. Okay. Yeah. Also, real quick before we get out of here, check us out in a podcast form on Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, most places you listen to podcasts, you can find us. Please rate and review on there as well. David don't like the belts.
He hates the belts. I like the belts fine. I don't have a problem with them. I mean, they're not spectacular, but I don't have a problem with
If I have to see one more W. Well, I hear people complain about the W, but what do they want them to put on there? I mean, they want to put an AEW symbol on their belt. I mean,
I don't know.
you put your, it's branding. You're going to put your thing on your.
It's all about branding. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, whether you like it or not, that's what it's about.
I mean, I'm not saying it wouldn't be cool if they changed it up, but I mean, I understand why they understand that it's all about branding.
Well, I know where the belts looked 20, 30 years ago with a double wing deal, Eagle and all that kind of stuff 30, 40 years ago, but it wasn't about branding back then. It's about, like you said, it's about branding. You want your brand out there, and that's what they're going to do, like it or not.
He says the Rhea and Asuka belts are trash. Aren't they pretty much the same belt as the
men's belt?
Yeah.
Stuff. I think so. Pretty similar.
Glenn hating on the W as well. Damn.
Yeah.
No, I understand what you guys are saying,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm just saying that's hey,
you ain't gonna do everything right. They're doing a lot of right things. I'm not gonna say that they're doing perfect on that, but they're doing pretty good on a lot of their storylines and all their attendance seem to be up. So I think they're making money, and going to be interesting to see what this new TV rights deal is going to bring. I was telling Chris yesterday, looking like maybe Disney is going to get them, the TV rights as of right now.
Be interesting to see where all that falls. Like I said, check us out podcast form. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. We'd greatly appreciate it. Join us tonight, 8:00 for some WCW wrestling. And we will see you guys tomorrow right around 3:00 with another episode of Easy Money, a sports betting show. Hope everybody has a great Tuesday night. Enjoy baseball and hockey, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.